Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Cole and I love makeup and colour and I'm very into project panning at the moment, and today you join me for my project 25, my 25 useless project. Today we've got some rollouts which I'm very excited about. We've made some good use on some products and I've got some to roll in. So if I'm looking down, I'm consulting my spreadsheet because I've been organised and I've put everything in a spreadsheet. So without further ado, we're going to get straight into it. I'm just going to follow my spreadsheet or else I'm going to get very confused. So the first product we had in this project is the iconic Underglow Blurring Primer. Absolutely love this one. We hit our 25 use goal on the 21st of Feb, so that one is getting rolled out. Another kind of primary base product, Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. We're currently sat at 14 uses on this one. I've actually used this far less than I thought I would, but we're sitting at 14 uses on that one. Definitely reckon we're going to get that one done for March/April. Okay, MAC Face and Body. I've used this one about how much I expected to use it because I've got another skin tint in my project pan. So we've used this one 9 times. I'm going to try and get this one done for March and April. I'm not sure I will, but I quite like to roll in something that is kind of more of a higher coverage because currently I've got the Say Slip tint in my project pan. So I don't know, but we'll have to see, I think, where I am with my project pan depending on what I roll in next to replace this one. But this is the shade C1, one of my favourite foundations ever. I love it. Okay, next product. I'm not using anything in this project that I don't like. So L'Oreal Infallible Concealer. I did mention this in a couple of videos and I said I was only using it on blemishes because I didn't really like it under my eyes. I used it 7 times. I'm decluttering this. I don't like it. I'm not going to use it. I could potentially use it 25 times in this project and it's just going to go straight back in my drawer and never get used again. So that one is being decluttered. We've rolled that one out. It's done in my collection basically. Okay, Makeup Forever HD Powder Foundation. That's what she looks like. We have used her 14 times. So another 11 uses to go. I really like this one. It's not a product I wear all the time, only when I'm kind of going for a high full coverage glam product, but I do love it. Okay, Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit 4. I wasn't sure how to measure this when I did my intro video, which I will link below, but somebody said just like measure it every time you use it. So in fact, I've used this 16 times. I've probably actually used each product more. Well, not each product, but I've used more than one product most of the times I've used it. But I've kind of just used it as a whole, so every time I pick up this palette it gets a use. But I have been actually thoroughly enjoying the Ambient Lighting Setting Powder, and then this blush in number 5, Luminous Glow. Absolutely stunning. I've been using both of those a lot. I've also used the highlighter, the bronzer and the deeper blush as well, so good progress on that one. I'm not expecting to see any visual progress on this one because I mean, the pans are just huge, but as long as I'm using it, that's what this project is about. Okay, another one that we met our goal on, the Linda Hallberg Glow Mist. We used this 25 times, met this goal on the 25th of February. For this one, I'm definitely going to finish this at some point this year. I really like this mist. Doesn't work well with all foundations, but anything kind of higher coverage, it looks beautiful over the top of. So I love that. And to be fair, on dry skin days, I was kind of using this as like just like a general like hydrating mist. I had a really bad cold like midway through January and I just put this in my work bag and just kept spritzing myself because I just felt dry and gross and congested. Lovely stuff. Okay, Fenty Cream Bronzer in Macchiato. Big fan of this one. We have got a little bit of a dip forming here. I really like this one. It's a really lovely cream bronzer. I've been really enjoying using it. We've used this one 16 times. So this one's definitely going to be rolled out next time, I think. Right, Dior Tan Bronze. This one kind of looks a bit gross because if you saw my intro video, I had kind of like hard pan all the way around. So I kind of scraped it off, but we're getting to the point now, I've used it 12 times where you kind of can't see where I've scraped it anymore. This is a really lovely one. I'm wearing it today, not as dark as I normally go for, but because I have Beauty Bay Donut in my project pan, which is a lot darker. Let me just do a swatch comparison of the two. As you can see, that's a lot darker and a lot more pigmented, so it's been nice to have something lighter. I've not used it as much as I've used the Beauty Bay, but I have liked having the option in a project. Okay, MAC, where are you? There you are. Extra Dimension Skin Finish in Let It Glow. Beautiful shade. There's basically, you can't really see any progress on this one. I've used this one 10 times. It's a gorgeous shade, but I'm so focused right now on hitting pan on my Urban Decay Sin Bronzer, which I'm sure you're all sick of me mentioning, that I haven't reached for this one as much, but I have really enjoyed it when I have used it. And I did a really pretty like pinky look, and I used it with that, and it was beautiful. Okay, Laura Mercier Liquid Bronzer in Sundrop. We've used this one 9 times. This is a beautiful product. Did I roll it in the wrong time of year? Possibly. I feel like this one would have worked better in the summer because it's just beautiful. So I might roll it back in the summer. But I am really happy with the usage on it. So we've used it 9 times, as well as the 16 times we've used the Fenty, so happy with both those numbers very much. Right, NARS Powder Blush in Dominant. This one's beautiful. I have got another blush in my project pan, so it's kind of been using this one and that one. I used this one 11 times. It's beautiful. We have got a little bit of, like, it's obvious I've been using it. Let me just do a swatch. Like, it's a beautiful bright pink. It's a very, very me blush colour. And I've been thoroughly enjoying using that one. Okay. Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. I don't have it here. I don't know where it is. I think it's in my drawer. It's almost done. We used it 25 times. We met the goal on the 8th of Feb. That was before I rolled a brow product into my... brow pencil, sorry, into my project pan. So that was a dead easy use. Charlotte Tilbury Blush Wand in Pink Gasm. I've used this one 5 times. I've actually used this one a couple more times since then. Since like the end of Feb, because these are my numbers from the end of Feb. This is the colour. It's going to be perfect for spring, I feel like. So I feel like I'm probably more than likely going to get this one done in the next 2 months. Okay. Bonnie Dolly Blush in the shade Strawberry Cream. We've used this one, no, not Strawberry Cream, just Strawberry. Used this one 8 times. This looks beautiful under NARS Dominant. It's a beautiful formula. I love this one. And I'm glad, like, I took some time to use it more because it is a beautiful formula. Right, what have we got next? Okay, I've used this one way more than I expected to. This is Glisten Split Liner in Roses. You know I love a split liner, but because the palette in my project pan is a purple palette, and obviously my Jade Thirlwall Pan That palette is a huge, like, massively different palette. I wasn't sure how much I'd use this. I've actually used this one 7 times, which I'm very, very pleased with. I've used like a combination of both shades, one shade. This one potentially I think is going to be almost done by the end of the next 2 months, because my focus shades in my Pan That palette this month are the pinks and the purples. So I think with the pinks, I think I'm going to use this one a lot. Okay, these two did not go so well, but I did think these are probably going to be long term. Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow cream in Pillow Talk. I used this once in the first 2 months. I have actually used it since then. Very much enjoyed it. I'm going to start trying to use it kind of if I can't be bothered to do eyeshadow, or I just want to do light eyeshadow. I'm going to try and kind of encourage myself to use it for that. But we've used that one once this month, and we also used MAC Babe in Charms once this month. This is why I don't buy cream eyeshadows, honestly. Like, I don't mind a liquid eyeshadow, but in terms of like a pot cream eyeshadow, I mean, Babe in Charms it's gorgeous, but I just don't use it. So yeah, I feel like these are going to be in. To be fair, these might still be in at the end of the year. Maybe autumn, maybe I'll get some more use out of them. We'll see. Okay, Pastel Roses Horizon. I kept forgetting this was in here because it's such a tiny little pot. It's a beautiful shade. I used this twice. Not great. I have used it actually once since then. So total of 3 uses in the project so far. I don't know whether this is actually going to last 25 uses. There's not a whole load of product in here. I think this is like a sample that I got free with an order. So we'll see about that one, but unfortunately nowhere near on that one. Right, okay, the 2 eyeshadow palettes. Again, wasn't expecting incredible numbers on these, but I don't think I did too bad. Natasha Denona Mini Love, we've used 5 times. I think for all 5 uses for this one, I've pretty much used this completely by itself. Beautiful palette, love this one. It's just slow going because I'm doing a Pan That palette as well. And then obviously still have new stuff to try. And then the Too Faced, that's my Jam palette. We've also used this one 5 times. I think I used this one in conjunction with my Pan That palette more. Just because of the shades in it. I love this like sparkly, gorgeous shade here. It looks really pretty with the browns from my Pan That palette in the inner corner. And I did also use the lilac-y shade with my my product Pan shadow that I'm currently using. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed using both of those. Wasn't expecting them to be kind of quick rollers out, but I think 5 uses is pretty good. That means they're definitely going to be rolled out if I keep up that pace by the end of the year. Okay, Danessa Myricks. This is the Colour Fix Foils Waterproof Liquid Pigment in Rock Candy. This is beautiful. I've used this 3 times. Wasn't really expecting to use this one loads because it's very, very bright, very foiled. Hoping to get a little further with this one in the next 2 months. I'm hoping. I'm going to kind of set my goal for this one about 5. And we'll see how we do with that one. Okay, lip products. MUA matte lipstick in Super Nude. I've used this 16 times. I was very, very determined to finish the lipstick that was in my Project Pan, sort of January, February time. So not surprised I didn't use this one as much as I definitely could have done. This one will be gone next month, definitely. And then the Fenty Gloss in Clear. It did not look like this when I rolled it in, but now it's gross. I've used this one 17 times. Again, probably could have used it more, but I was really focused on Huda Honey Bun, which is a very like shiny, creamy formula, so didn't reach for this one as much as I would have done. But again, will definitely be done next month. Okay, the last thing that we had in last time was this. This is the P. Louise Lip Oil in Moment to Shine. Used this 25 times. Goal met on this one on the 9th of February. This one was easy peasy. I just kind of put it on before I did my makeup, and yeah, it was very easy to get through. Okay, so let's talk about roll-ins. first off, to replace the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer, I rolled in the REM Sweetener Concealer. I rolled this in on the 9th of Feb. I've used it 4 times. I definitely think this one's going to be super easy to get through. Especially because I think there's a lot of windowing going on in my Naked Concealer. So I'm hoping this one is on its last legs. And then I think this one also, if I'm kind of going to roll something a little bit more full coverage in, I like a full coverage concealer to go with it. To replace the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, I rolled in my Urban Decay Brow Blade. I really like this. It's got a pencil on one end, but the end I've kind of been focusing on is a brow pen, because then I've got a pen, a gel, and a pencil across my 3 projects. Well, technically it's 2 projects plus my Pan That palette. But yeah, really enjoyed this one. Like this one a lot. I've used this one 4 times so far. Excited to see where we go with that one. And that again was rolled in on the 9th. I also rolled in to replace the P. Louise lip oil. This is the Beauty Bay lip tint in the shade Daiquiri. Again, rolled this one in on the 9th. This is just a really pretty shade. I wanted something very low maintenance, something very easy to kind of throw on the lips. A bit like a lip oil, but I thought let's do something a bit different. This dries down really well. The only problem with this one is because it's kind of more of a stain or a tint. That's what it kind of looks like when you rub the gloss off. I don't reapply it as much in the day. So we've used this one 6 times. I don't think that's too bad so far. And then Smashbox Primer Oil. Rolled this one in on the 21st of Feb. I've used it 8 times already. If this one is not done by the end of March, I'll be very surprised. I'm actually pretty sure it's going to be empty by the end of March, which makes me very sad. But yeah, we've got that one. And then our final roll-in, I've not used this one yet actually. This is the Colourpop Liquid Liner in the shade Ducky. It's a beautiful pink colour. I've just not got around to using it yet. To be fair, we did only roll it in on the 25th of Feb, so I only technically had 3 days to use it. But we're currently like a couple of days into March, and we're not a couple of days in, it's the 9th. And I've not used this one yet, so I'm not sure how this one is going to go, but we'll see. So I'm really pleased, 4 rollouts, 1 declutter, because we're not hate panning anymore. I'm really pleased with how this project is going so far. I think it's a great way to kind of roll things in that I would never roll in my project pan. Like, there's no way I would ever roll in a bright pink cream blush in my project pan, but because it's only 25 uses, it's a great one to do. Like the Hourglass palette, glisten liners, never ever would I roll these in to use them up completely, but I think it's a great way to kind of get some use. I'm excited. I've recently got some new stuff, so I'm excited to get some more rollouts so we can roll in some newer things, so I can kind of give them a good try and a good test. Let me know if you're doing a project like this. I would really love to see it. I would love some motivation. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from me, hit subscribe. And if you want to make sure you never miss another 25, 25, 25 update, I might start calling it 25 squared, because 25, 25, 25 is hard work. I do hope you did enjoy this video. You've been fabulous. I've been Coleoftheball, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.